we are going to discuss about how any airbase in Tajikistan is something which we are going to talk about, and how why India was having such kind of air base in Tajikistan, what was the need, and now when we are not having such kind of air base in Tajikistan, then what are the impacts? Previously, we were not having that good terms with Afghanistan, but currently we have seen that Taliban led Afghanistan is our good friend, and now we can have trusted ties with Afghanistan, and so, therefore we don't need such kind of air bases in Central Asia to have a look over Pakistan and rest of the things. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about it. So India recently ended the operation at the Ayni Airbase at Tajikistan, also called Kisar Military Aerodrome. So this Ayni Airbase is also known as Kisar Military Aerodrome. Whenever in your UPSC questions or any state PCS questions or competitive exam question, if in place of any airbase they tell you about Nisar Military Aerodrome, then this it's the same thing. Okay, the name is different, but it's the same thing. We are talking about the same thing. It was India's only overseas air base. Okay, we talk about it was in Tajikistan, which was 10 kilometer from the capital, that is Dushanbe. The base was developed by India in the early 2000s, okay, and 2000, in early 2000, with an investment of around $100 million. So $100 million was something which we have invested, and it was done in 2000s only. It had a 3.2-kilometer long runway that could handle large aircraft. So we have invested $100 million. It's not a small amount. $100 million. The base was important for India's strategic reach in Central Asia. So, if we want good connect in Central Asia, we needed such kind of base. Okay, and during 2000s, okay, during these 2000 period, we have seen that our terms with Afghanistan and Pakistan was not that great. And eventually now also it's not that great with Pakistan, but with Afghanistan it is going fine. So we don't need such kind of bases in Central Asia, in Tajikistan, and that's why we have not renewed the project again. From 2022, the project was about to get renewed, but India has not renewed it, and now we have stopped the funding for this any air base in Tajikistan, which is also known as Gisar Military Aerodrome. Okay, with this withdrawal, India now has no military bases outside its borders, making it an important change in its regional defense policy. So this is the location what we are talking about in news. Also, it's everywhere. People are saying why India decided to have no bases in Tajikistan now. Why the sudden move is there? So you have your, if you see the border of India, you have your Tajikistan over here. Okay, very close to the northern border, and here you have this Gisar Air Base. Here in Tajikistan, you have in Gisar Air Base, which is in Ayni village. So this Ayni Air Base is named after this village, Ayni, Ayni. Ayni village is there in Tajikistan, and there this base, Gisar Air Base, Ayni Air Base, is there. Okay, it is India's first overseas base that came to the rescue in Afghan crisis. Whenever there was an Afghanistan crisis, this base was already there working for it. And now we have seen that we have good ties with Afghanistan. So we don't need to fund these. We can directly help them out. And we also have this Chabahar port in the Iran region where we can fund, where we can give humanitarian aids to Afghanistani people. Correct? So Chabahar port also, you have seen that US has removed the sanction from the Chabahar port. The idea of having a base in Central Asia was first discussed in late 1990s when the Taliban gained control over Afghanistan. Okay, it's all started in 1990s when actually Taliban came into control in Afghanistan. Former Defense Minister George Fernandez, our former Defense Minister and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval supported the project. India signed an agreement with Tajikistan and renovated the Soviet era base into the modern air facility. So it was built during Soviet era when Russia was not Russia, it was Soviet Union collections. Okay, they were countries, they were called Soviets, and at that era, India has started funding and they have started this any base. Okay, Hisar Air Base in Tajikistan. It provides support to Northern Alliance, which fought against the Taliban regime. India also set up a military hospital in Farkhur, Tajikistan. Okay, there is also a military hospital there. Okay, Farkhur. And when we have seen that the Talibanis came, the Taliban regime came in Afghanistan, we were giving them humanitarian aid, we were giving them hospital facilities, all these things we were helping them. Tajikistan, Tajikistan, where Afghanistan command Ahmad Shah Massoud was treated before his death. Okay, so even Afghan commander Ahmad Shah Massoud was treated here in the military hospital, which we have created at Farkhor. So this is the aid which we have given to the Afghanistan regime, which was led, which is now also taken over by the Taliban. Thus, this base became a symbol of India's anti-terror and regional security strategy. We wanted regional security in the areas of Afghanistan, Pakistan, India, Central Asia, and this is a very good move from our end to support that. Correct? So yes, this is the exact location which you can understand. This is India and this is Tajikistan. You have your Afghanistan here and then you have your China border also. So for map location also this becomes very important. So you have your Afghanistan here, Tajikistan, China, India and Pakistan as well. So this place becomes so important. The place where we are connecting to Tajikistan is a place of so many countries coming together. So that also you have to remember, and that's why I have given you this map so that when it comes in exams like UPSC, in state PCS, so that you can remember that in the top of India, in the Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh region, there in the top you will have your Tajikistan, and before that you have your Pakistan's border, Afghanistan's border, China's border, and then comes your Tajikistan, which is near about, and here you have the project, any project. So is this clear? You have got this pictographic memory, you have got this pictographic view here, because this is really very important to have a pictographic view. Importance for India's security. The Ayni Airbase gave India a strategic advantage in the region. It allowed India to keep an eye on developments in Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Central Asia. That's what I was talking about. Your Afghanistan region, Pakistan region, Central Asian region, India was able to keep an eye with the help of this Ayni Airbase. And now we have proudly said that we had a airbase which was helping us in this India's security purpose. We were keeping an eye in the Central Asian move, be it your Afghanistan, Pakistan, and rest of the countries. The base could support Su-30 MKI fighter jets, giving India the ability to respond quickly during conflict. So whenever there was a conflict, India was always at the forefront to culminate the things, to make the things work better. It was also seen as a way to counter Pakistan's influence in the West and China's growing presence in Central Asia. So China angle comes everywhere, and therefore India is also very cautious when India is making such kind of strategic moves in different location. Okay, so be it your Pakistan, be it your challenges of China, this any base was helping out India in these strategic move, which was helping India for the security purposes. The base helped India strengthen ties with Tajikistan and Russia. So not only we were having friendship and good ties with Tajikistan, we were also contacting with Russia and Central Asian different countries. Overall, it was a key part of India's security and foreign policies after 2001. So yes, what we have seen that SU, your Su-30 MKI Su-30 MKI fighter jets were there and it were working, and therefore India was always at the forefront to act whenever there is some kind of issues happening from China's side, from Pakistan's side, or even from Taliban side. India was very much at the forefront and was using these missiles and was operating the situation nicely in the Central Asian region. Why India withdrew now? Now, why do you think actually India has withdrawn? The agreement between India and Tajikistan expired in 2022. As I've already told you, it got expired in 2022 and was not renewed. India decided to withdraw due to high maintenance costs, limited operational use, and changing priorities. Okay, there was high operational cost that we all know. Whenever India is creating something, some infrastructure is developed, there is high maintenance cost. Obviously, we have to put money again and again. Already we have seen that $100 million has been already spent on it. $100 million has already been spent here, and now again giving operational costs, changing priorities, maintenance costs. This becomes costly affair. After the Taliban returned to power in Afghanistan in 2021, India re-established limited diplomatic contact with Kabul, reducing the need for forward bases. India's defense focus has shifted from Indo-Pacific region and north borders with China. So now India is more into the Indo-Pacific region rather than thinking about the Central Asian or the northern part of India border with China. Experts say that decision is part of India's plan to optimize resources and modernize its military capabilities instead of maintaining costly overseas. Why do we need to have these costly bases? We don't need, and particularly in that region, we are more focused now towards the Indo-Pacific region. So, in the northern place where we have borderings with Afghanistan, Pakistan, China, that place we don't need these resources, these overseas bases. So we need to optimize our resources as well. So yes, the Aini base and the super jets which we were using there, they were very effective, my dear friends. They were very effective in providing security to India and to have a strategic move in the region of nearby Afghanistan, Pakistan, Central Asia, Russia, all these countries, and even China, for that sake, even China. So, this base was important in that sense. Impact and future outlook. The closure of any airbase means India now has no direct military presence in Central Asia. This may reduce India's influence in the region where China and Russia are becoming more active. But again, I would like to say that India cannot be present everywhere at the same time because it's demand more and more cost. However, India continues to maintain strong diplomatic and defense ties with the Central Asian countries through organizations like Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO). And recently, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has visited China for this SCO summit, if you remember. Instead of physical base, India now focus on strategic partnership, defense training, and connectivity projects like the Chabahar port. Yes, US has also removed the sanctions for 6 months, and this Chabahar port is a very important port when it comes to the trade with Iran, trade with Afghanistan, and rest of the Central Asian countries. Okay. So the Aini episodes highlights how India's foreign policy is shifting from military presence to strategic cooperation and economic engagement. So that's all. Let's talk about Universal Group of Institution. It's the first concept college of Karnataka with 25 years of excellence we have given. We are the first concept college and we have produced more than 8,035 plus officers in the government examination, be it your IS officers, IPS, KS officers, and we are providing you different kind of examinations like PUC, BCom, BSc, BA, MA, and all these courses with integrated courses as well. So you can visit our website and get to know, and you can enroll by contacting us. So that's all, my dear students. You can also contact us in our Telegram channel. We will meet again. This is your Faculty of Current Affairs, Polity, Economy. I do teach current affairs and economy at a very major role, but I also teach polity here in Universal Group of Institution. You will see the series of NCRTs in which I am teaching you polity NCRT. Okay, so that's all, my dear friends. We will be meeting again with new topic. Thank you.